What is up, heifers and friends? Welcome to another episode of Triple J, live from Chicago. Well, I shouldn't say live, recorded from the amazing city of Chicago. I'm actually located in a suburb called Oakbrook, and we are heading to Beatrix restaurant and coffee bar because you all know how we do things here at Java and Journeys. We have to start our day out with a little bit of caffeine to get started, and we'll see what other shenanigans we're gonna get into for the rest of the day while we're here in Chicago. Let's go ahead, get into it, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more of the caffeinated debauchery. All right, friends, I'm looking at the menu and they have something really interesting called a malted Frito. I'm not really sure what that is, but you all know I like to try new things. Also, did you peep out these pastries? These look so good. So they are currently serving lunch right now. I was actually hoping to get some breakfast and brunches on the weekend, so we're just gonna grab a coffee, a pastry, and then head on to the next adventure. Friends, we have our cafe. Take a look at this. Now, how it is made is that it has espresso, brown sugar, cold foam, and they actually combine the espresso and brown sugar first before blending it in with some of that cold foam. So you all know how we like to do things here at Java and Journeys. Cheers. Thank you for joining me on another caffeinated adventure. Y'all, that is so good, not super sweet, and it has a very strong espresso taste. So the gentleman who was bringing me up was saying like, hey, listen, if you want to try the Cafe Freddo, just know that it is very strong, which y'all know I need to start my day off on a highly caffeinated note because we're going to be going all day, because why not? We're in Chicago. We did not come here to rest. So I'm going to continue to enjoy my super strong Cafe Freddo. My co-producer actually got a honey cinnamon latte, which tasted so good. And my sister actually hooked herself up with a mango juice. They also, if you notice on the menu, have an assortment of juices. And I'm trying to tamp down my fat kid urges because I wanted to try one of those pastries so badly. But we are going to get something to eat here shortly. So I'm going to wait, hopefully come back at some point, because those cakes and cookies just all look delightful. So I'm hoping to pick something out, maybe take it back to the hotel room later on today. Day 2 from the Oakbrook Center, which if you missed my video, my first one, just getting in here into Chicago, our hotel is actually nearby. And I actually think what I appreciate about where we're located is that there's a lot of great shopping. So if you happen to come to Chicago, and let's just say you don't want to pay the high price to stay downtown, you want to stay in a suburb, you can definitely save some coin doing that. And try to pick a place like Oakbrook. I had a friend turn me on to the suburb, and I love the fact that you can just walk over here, at least where we're located at the Meridian. Though, y'all, I don't know that I can recommend this particular location over at the Oakbrook Center. I think there's some caveats to it. We'll get into that some other time, but I do think that if you're able to stay somewhere adjacent to a shopping center, it's so convenient, right? Especially a nice one. I did not realize the Oakbrook Center would be this awesome. And something that my co-producer pointed out is that it's pretty amazing that, you know, Chicago has very cold weather and windy weather, that they would build this like elaborate outdoor mall. So that was an interesting choice. This feels like something you would find in California, but you know, the weather's nice right now. So we're going to continue to enjoy it. We're actually on a search. So the weather is going to be much colder tomorrow. We're going to go see the Queen. So my sister needs to find a jacket to keep herself warm. So we're going to take a look out on that, grab something to eat, and then see what else we're going to get into for the rest of the day. So we're just kind of looking around, seeing what shop we're gonna go into while we're here at the Oakbrook Center, and we'll probably try to think through where we want to eat. And just admiring the architecture, because I'm not the target demographic to shop at Abercrombie. Look at this, y'all, with the wood paneling. I love the way this looks. The Oakbrook Center, literally, if I lived in this suburb, I would have no coins. It would go from Disney and Universal taking all my coins to the Oakbrook Center. My sister actually just stuck in there to see if she could find a jacket. You know, we're just looking something to get her through the colder weather that's going to push through Chicago tomorrow, not something that she has to like spend a ton of money on and have to get through a major winter. Because y'all know, we're living in Florida. We're not back in the Pacific Northwest where it can get pretty chilly and you need that jacket for like the rainy days. This is just to get through tomorrow. I am a huge, like, nerding out a little bit, but as someone who started in the tech field at Google, which is wild, a story for another day, I have actually never seen a Google store outside of Mountain View, where Google's headquartered. I'm gonna go in and see what my former employer is giving. I will give Google a lot of credit, and as someone who is a former Pixel user, I just swapped over to the Samsung, I should say swap back. I do like Google's branding. So let's go in and just check out what the store looks like. Hi, hello. Now we're going to look around to see what they have interesting to eat. If you didn't check out my review of Nando's, it was so delicious. Take a look. We're now going to go inside this food court area, which I'm looking forward to peeping out. Let's see what options they have. Looks like a pizzeria, tacos, southern chicken, and then over across the way we have standard China walk, and this is typical in a lot of malls, so nothing supremely interesting there. But Stan's Donuts is a place that I do want to try because that is local to Chicago. Look at how good these donuts look, y'all. So we may have to definitely get into that. We have a poke bar, so a lot of good options. We have just put in our order with Don Javi's, and again, we're gonna do all tacos. So we got a variety of lengua, which is beef tongue, cabeza, which is beef head, pollo, camarón, pescado, and I feel like I may be missing another one, but we basically ordered a variety so that when my co-producer and I are going to try them out. My sister actually went over to get a sandwich from Potbelly, so as soon as our taco order is ready, I will show you what those tacos look like. I cannot wait to get into them. And you have a choice. You can either top them with lettuce or tomato, or you could do cilantro and onion. Y'all know I love my street tacos the way that they are intended, which is cilantro and onion. Cannot wait to try them out. I almost thought about adding avocado, but it was almost like 79 cents a piece. And I'm like, that's gonna add up adding that per taco. So I'm like, we're just going to do the tacos, especially street tacos, the way that they're intended, which is with your meat, the cilantro, the onion. You can maybe squeeze a little bit of lime on there. So I cannot wait to see how good these look. All right, speaking of which, the timing is absolutely perfect. So we have our salsa here, red, which is the mild salsa, green, which is the hotter salsa. Here are our tacos now. I'll let you know that the seafood-based tacos, the Cameron and pescado, that actually comes traditionally because they're seafood tacos with slaw and pico. But the rest of our tacos, we got topped with the onions and cilantro, and we had that bit of lime on the side to squeeze on there. So let's see how good these tacos are. So far, y'all, this is pretty good. So I've had the Cameron and the pescado, so the shrimp and fish tacos, delicious. Now, my taco is falling apart. I was gonna show you all the more interesting taco I wanted to get into until it completely fell apart is the beef head, which is the cabeza, which is like this shredded meat material. Let me get my life together with this and just put everything on a fork, and I will let you all know how it tastes. Now, my co-producer's already gotten into the other side, so I want to give you all a little bit of a closer look. So, without picking it up, because I don't want it to fall again, y'all. So this taco that we're looking at, that is the pastor, which is a pork-based taco. We have the lengua, which is the beef tongue here. And then we have the pollo chicken taco right here. My co-producer said out of those three, he liked the pollo the best. I'm gonna try each of them and let you know what I think. All right, friends, so just finished up with the tacos. I'm gonna be real with you. The tacos were okay. I think actually the best one that I like was the Cameron, AKA shrimp taco. That one, the shrimp was actually seasoned really well. It wasn't overcooked, because nothing's worse than overcooked seafood. The fish taco, the pescado, that one was a little fishy tasting, which tells me that the fish is not the freshest. So, but it was well seasoned, which was interesting. The pastor, that one was my second favorite one, and pastor is like a basically pork-based taco. Everything else, the lengua, the beef head taco, everything else was just a little dry, y'all. Dry. So you definitely had to put some salsa on it. So I kind of fell out of love with it after after taking like a bite each of the tacos. I actually shifted over because my sister offered to let me try her sandwich. She went to Potbelly, and I forgot how good Potbelly is, because I've not had Potbelly since we moved from Seattle, because there isn't a Potbelly in the Orlando area, although my co-producer was saying that he thought he had heard something about a Potbelly coming to Orlando at some point. But needless to say, it's not there right now. So I just forgot how good the bread is, the meat. I was like, you know what? I would have much rather had the Potbelly versus having the tacos, but I'm happy that I tried it. If I had to give a rating, because y'all know how I like to rate things over here, I probably would give it a 2. I definitely think you can skip over Don Javi's. I wouldn't, unless you just really have a hankering for tacos and you happen to be in the Oakbrook area and you're staying close and you just have to have that taco craving. There's so many other good places. We're actually joking. And I was like, man, I wish I would have either had Potbelly or just gone back to Nando's and tried something else. But that's okay. You know, spice of life. It's good to try variety, just so you know, because I could definitely see us staying back out here in the Oakbrook area should we take a future trip to Chicago. I think what we're going to do next is get a couple of donuts to go from Stan's and make our way back to the hotel, because we are going to get into some fun downtown Chicago. And over at Stan's, I think what we're going to do is try to get one of each of the minis, because these are a great variety. You have a lemon pistachio, birthday cake, chocolate dipped, and then red velvet. So it's like, why not? And then you see some of the larger versions of that, and then more. I think what else is interesting is the Biscoff pocket. Of course, the chocolate pocket with Nutella. You have the maple long john. And then the rest are pretty much, I think, classics. And there's even a vegan and gluten-free option.
Else?
All right, friends, let's try these mini donuts, starting with the birthday cake, which, you know, looks fun. And here's the inside. And you'll see here that this is more like an old-fashioned. But it's good. I think it just tastes more like vanilla on vanilla. And less giving me birthday cake vibes, but just still delicious. Let's try the lavender. Now, my co-producer's already taken a bite and so have I. And I'll tell you, first impressions is that I think this is okay. This is a lavender pistachio. I love the color of this donut, but it's a little bit too, I don't know, a little bit too dry for me. I also know that I love the coating, so I was hoping that this one would be more of like a springtime. I think because there's lemon in it, it's a little bit too citrusy for me. I typically like lemon flavored things, but I don't know, not my favorite. It's okay. And last but not least, let's try that red velvet. We ended up just getting the 3 since they have like a deal for 3 mini donuts. But you see our red velvet here with the cream cheese icing and around. The red velvet is the best. Here's your inside of it, but very moist. This actually tastes like red velvet cake. So of the mini donuts, I would definitely suggest the red velvet. I haven't tried the chocolate on chocolate one. That one's probably okay. The one that I like the least is definitely that lavender pistachio with lemon donut. I would pass on that. Friends, that concludes our journey through the first part, I should say, of day 2 of our culinary Chicago adventure, more so in the Oakbrook suburb. We are going to head to downtown Chicago next. So I would encourage you, keep watching. Binging, you know, it's a healthy habit when you are binging Java and Journeys with Jillian. Thank you all so much for joining me. And what have we learned? Well, everyone can't do tacos the same way that a lot of my people can do tacos in Florida and, dare I say, Southern California. Those are just the absolute best. And also, I think I've learned, being in this outdoor mall, that native Chicagoans are not afraid of a little bit of bad weather. They're like, listen, we're gonna have our fancy outdoor malls. Weather be damned. Y'all, stay caffeinated out there. Keep watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you on the next journey. Bye.